All right, today I'm going to be talking about the time me and my buddies almost got run off the road. For a little context, we were still in high school at this time, still massive degenerates, and we were heading to a concert in Atlanta, Georgia with some of our favorite artists, Blink 182, Lil Wayne, and Neck Deep. We were really looking forward to that, and we had been planning this trip out for a couple of months for summer break. To set the stage a little bit, we left around, I'd say, 3 p.m. Our time. We had already been on the road for a while, and it was already pretty pitch black at this time. And then for more context, I'm not going to lie, a good chunk of us were obliterated from our pens, but that's besides the point. So we're driving along the freeway, and like I said, it's pitch black out. We couldn't see anything in front of us. So we're driving on the freeway, trying to get to Atlanta, and this big ass white pickup truck that is modded out to the brim like it was a squatted truck, had floodlights, which will come into play later. And it was just an obscene abomination of cars, to be honest. So this white truck is pulled up right behind us, and its floodlights are on full blast. I mean, you can't see anything because of the glint in the rearview mirror or anything in front of you. My buddy, who was driving at the time, was obviously pretty upset because he couldn't see the road and he viewed that as a very hazardous thing. So he has the bright idea to flick off this truck behind us, and this would be the start of an absolute terrifying encounter. The truck behind us starts to flash its floodlights on and off continuously, just to mess with us, I believe, or just to say, hey, screw you too. And then it starts tailgating the ever-living crap out of us. And by this point, we're all starting to get a little upset, so more of us flip them off. I will say I was not involved in that. I did not flip off the car because I didn't want to provoke them. Call me a pussy, call me whatever. I just didn't want to push it because they were clearly not in their right mind. So what ended up happening next is this car pulls up right next to us, and they're wanting us to roll down our windows. Obviously, we're not going to do that because they're clearly out of their mind and they're not in the right headspace. So we did not roll down our windows. So what ended up happening next is they cut back a little bit. And then I don't know what it was. I think it was a Gatorade bottle, but in the moment it sounded like a brick. They threw something at our car window, specifically my window, the one guy who didn't flick them off. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely deserve this out of all my friends because I'm the one who didn't flick them off. Next, they pull up right next to us once again, and they start trying to veer into our lane. And naturally, my buddy who's driving is veering to the left so he doesn't have a full-on collision with this truck. And this went on for about 1.5 to a mile of him just trying to run us off the road. It got to the point where we were so far off the road that we started to hit those little bumps along the freeway. You know, when you're really outside the lines, we started hitting that consistently. And then what happened next was absolutely terrifying. We were, as I said, going to the left to not hit this car, and we almost hit one of those guardrails. This was absolutely terrifying because if we hit the guardrail with the speed we were going, we probably would have flipped. And looking back on it now, it's like, I don't know why we didn't just pull back and let this guy go ahead of us. Maybe he would not have even let that happen. Maybe he would have just cut back right next to us and kept doing it. I don't know. The only reason this guy stopped trying to push us off the road was because he saw that we were about to hit the guardrail, like I mentioned. And that was a moment in his mind, I guess, that he's like, oh, okay, what I'm doing is a bit crazy. I need to pull back and chill out. So he just gunned it past us, and we never saw him again on that road trip. But that just goes back to one of my previous videos where I mentioned this is why I don't like driving. There are so many people on the road who are morons. And you don't know the type of day they've had. You don't know what's leading up to your interaction with them on the road. They could have had a terrible day, and this is no justification for what he did, because what they did was obviously unsafe. But yeah, man, that's why I don't like driving. And that's how we almost died in my mind. If we hit that guardrail, we're flipping off the road into the forest, and who knows what happens from there. But yeah, that's my story. Just a little update. I'm thinking about trying a bunch of new stuff on this channel. I'm thinking about continuing the commentary videos like I have been. I'm also thinking of doing a potential speed run or challenge videos, specifically for the Resident Evil franchise, which is the franchise I'm in love with at the moment, as well as completionists. I love completing video games and getting all the achievements. Along with, I think I might start streaming here soon and just playing Counter-Strike and seeing how far I can get in FACEIT. If y'all have any interest in that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, short and sweet video. Appreciate the love and support recently. Take care. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.